Right, today I've braved the rain and I've come to Geddington to see Queen Eleanor's Cross. Right, so this is Eleanor's Cross. It's a funeral monument that's 12.8 metres high, and it commemorates the memory of Eleanor of Castile, the wife of Edward I, who had probably the happiest marriage in English royal history. Edward and Eleanor's marriage was politically unpopular, but privately extremely happy, and they had 14 children together. Eleanor travelled almost everywhere with her husband, including Wales, the Holy Land, and was heading north to Scotland to join her husband's conquests there when she died at the age of 47 in November 1290. Grief-stricken, Edward planned the most elaborate funeral procession in English history, travelling down from Lincoln to Westminster Abbey for her burial. Eleanor's body was embalmed where she died in Lincoln, and travelled 12 days down to Westminster Abbey for her formal burial. At each location her procession stopped at, Edward ordered the construction of one of these monumental crosses. This cross at Geddington is the best preserved, and the only one to have this unusual triangular format. The reign of Edward I was in many ways the height of Britain's power in the Middle Ages. While England had always been the hegemon of the British Isles, it formally conquered the Welsh, it subdued the Scots, and it had success in campaigns on the continent. It was doing really well. This was also the height of the medieval period across all of Europe. The learning of the ancients was coming back, the monasteries were really successful, everything was going swimmingly, and the Black Death was still 40 years away. So this cross is the height of a new style of carving in those days, called the English decorative style, and it's still really well preserved today, and it's magnificent. If you know your heraldry, you can pick out the coat of arms for England, Castile, Leon, and the county, and I'm going to garble its pronunciation, Ponthieu, the county that Eleanor was a countess of in her own name. Right, this isn't the clearest shot because I needed to fiddle with white balance until it showed up, but that is Castile and Leon, that is England, and that is Ponthieu. Ponthieu being the pronunciation I've decided to go with. Castile and Leon is very similar to today. England is the Three Lions. That would have been comparatively recent, the last few hundred years. Ponthieu I have no idea about. So for the first few hundred years of its existence, prayers would have been offered up for Queen Eleanor's soul here and at the 12 other crosses built throughout her funeral procession. However, when the Reformation came along, this was considered too Catholic, too pagan, not what we like at all anymore, thank you very much. However, an anniversary service to commemorate her does still happen at the parish church, which is over there behind the camera. You can't see it. I mean, I could show you later, but I probably won't. Oh, why not? Over there, in that church. Now, originally, this cross would have been topped with a cross, hence its name. But at some point in the last few centuries, it had been removed, probably during the Reformation, when this kind of iconography fell out of fashion. There are two other surviving crosses. One is at Northampton, which I actually drove through to get here, but I'm not stopping in Northampton. It was no fun to drive through. And the other one is at Waltham Cross in North London. So we're really lucky to have such a wonderfully well-preserved one here in such a quiet area, he says as a car turns up. It's a little hard to show on camera, but the detail in the statues is really quite good. They've suffered obviously due to acid rain and erosion and all of that sort of thing, but it's impressive how much detail is still there for an exterior monument. And again, they are a wonderful example of the English decorative style. You see this a lot in our cathedrals and little parish churches. The monuments from this time are really detailed and really accurate. In many ways, being about 6 meters up has really helped this one because it meant no one could carve their initials into it, at least not that I can see from the ground. Hi, it's your friendly neighbourhood Adrian Speed here, coming to you from the abandoned space in the top of somebody's house that I happen to live in, also known as the editing lab. I normally don't talk directly to camera like this, but we're coming up to Christmas, and it's time to think about Christmas gifts. And if you want to give something to your friendly neighbourhood Adrian Speed, you could buy some things that I make. It's only 2 weeks to Christmas, so some of the things that I'm going to mention might not arrive on time, but everything that's coming from Amazon, you should have just enough time for. You may not know, but I write books like these that you can read with your eyes. You unfortunately can't read them with your ears because I haven't recorded an audiobook yet, but maybe one day. But you can read these on Amazon. I've got 3 books, 2 of which are available in paperback. 2 of them are about the detective Sir Reginald Derby, who travels through time to solve mysteries in all kinds of different locations. This one, Fury from Fontainebleau, they go to the moon in the 23rd century. They go to France in the 1960s. They go to London in the 1660s. They go all over time and space, and in the other book, which I don't have a physical copy of, they travel to ancient Rome, they travel to 20th century Nigeria, they go all over the place. It has been described as a mixture of Sherlock Holmes and Doctor Who, so if you're interested in that, these are available on my Amazon store, which is available in the link down below. You can get them on Kindle. If you have a Kindle reader or a phone or a tablet that can have the Kindle app, you can read them on that. Or you can get them in paperback. If you want to get these before Christmas, you probably need to order in the next week or so, but they will ship to Britain, the United States, Canada. There's 5 countries that they will ship to in good time for Christmas. I've also got Everything I Need to Save My Friend and Doom the Universe. This is my not-for-resale author's copy. Which is why it's got this thing on the front. This is pure science fiction. It's about 2 girls who find a mysterious artifact. That's what's depicted on the front cover. And they get transported away to another galaxy, and they have a bit of a coming-of-age adventure fighting against a religious cult that believes that everyone will be happy when everyone's dead. It's really good. I know I'm saying that, but the reviews, you can check the reviews. People really engage with it. It's very good for teenagers, very good for girls, very good for boys. Everyone likes this. No one dislikes it. Maybe you will. I don't know. Hope not. And yeah, there's another Sir Reginald one, but I don't have a physical paper copy immediately to hand. I'm also experimenting with merchandise of this particular series, In Search of England. The only downside of that is I don't know what you want. That sounds like a big problem, and it is. So what I've done at the moment is I've gone onto the website Redbubble, and I've put up 3 designs of things that you can buy at the moment. 2 are things that I have said, and 1 is the In Search of England logo. Redbubble, if you don't know, is a print-on-demand website. It lets you put things on shirts and on posters and on mugs and stuff like that. And I've put them onto things that seem vaguely appropriate. So the 3 designs I have up at the moment are the In Search of England logo, I Need to Get Better at Plants, and Let's Go Find a Really Old Tree. Now, these are 2 phrases that I think are a little mimetic, but I am eager to know what you guys would like to see on merchandise, including nothing, because you don't want any. You can tell me that too. But if there are phrases that I've said or places I've been that get kind of stuck in your head and you think about them from time to time, and you would like to go up to strangers and say, hey, I know this ridiculously obscure YouTube channel about a guy who goes around the countryside yelling at rocks, would you like to watch it as well, because I've got this shirt that doesn't very well represent what's going on. I've forgotten where the sentence is going. If you want merch, ask for it. Tell me to put stuff on things, and I'll keep doing it through Redbubble. I won't make much money from it, but it's kind of cool that you'd be wearing stuff to do with me. That's neat in of itself. Or you don't have to wear it. You can get stickers, you can get mugs, you can get it on an acrylic block for some reason. These things I'm not sure will actually arrive by Christmas, because I really didn't pull my finger out in time to get that sorted. But we do what we do. They'll arrive at some point. They can be Christmas presents with like an IOU. Put a little IOU under the tree. Yeah. Anyway, at this point, this has rambled on longer than the video itself, so I'm going to shut up and say thank you to all of you who watch. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for continuing to watch. Please don't stop, because that will make me sad. And I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas, very merry other holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas, very merry undays if you celebrate no holidays at all at this time of year, and I hope to see you in the new year. Not literally, of course. I only look at cameras, and then it appears that I look at you, but I'm afraid to say I don't. I can't see you through the computer screen. I'd like to, I'm sure, but I can't.